Hi everyone. As you may or may not know, I did accidentally end my mango fast, technically, with a gooseberry. Now, it was just a taste, but I am very hardcore, and I know that that was the end of the mango fast. So I accept that. However, I am still going to go to 120 days, because it was kind of in my mind to do that, and I just thought, okay. And in truth, Uh, and by the way, I would have never thought a gooseberry would be what I'd broken the mango fast with, but and you probably wouldn't have guessed that. But anyway, uh, this mango island has been a good thing. I've not found it that difficult or much of a struggle, and I was enjoying it. And it was quite nice and easy, and it was a nice rhythm. Probably if I was in Thailand and was able to maybe move to a few places where, because maybe in another country the mangoes might have got better. I think I could have went a long time on this. I don't think I would have struggled to do another few months at least, and a year I don't think would have been out of the question. 2 years would I have wanted to, not could I have, probably could have, and I think we will see a trend as this raw food movement progresses. I think we will see more people doing extended mono fruit islands, but doing it properly. A lot of people have done it to the point that they become a skeleton. Like, that is not the point. You're not meant to eat 800 calories a day and flip out and be, oh, I'm a spiritual being. Like, no. Or yeah, you do that if you like. But if you stop functioning normally as a person, if your brain is no longer like working properly, if you can't even get to the end of a sentence anymore, if you can't even get the energy to think, you're not eating enough. And you're losing weight uncontrollably, and you become underweight, and then you go and then you keep on losing weight. Like, you're not eating enough, and it's not a positive thing. And there have been people that have done very long juice fast cleanses diet, and there's always a repercussion. Please understand this. Losing weight, the way I've done it, 1 pound, 1.5 pounds a week, um, is quite normal. Like, it's a healthy level. If I was losing 3 pounds a week or something, that would be a problem. But 1.5 pounds a week on average, and it's never been exactly that every week, but sometimes it was zero, sometimes it was one, sometimes it was two actually almost, and sometimes it was 1.5. So there were some weeks I probably did undereat a little bit, but you should not be going into that danger zone. Well, it's not really. The danger zone is not physically for you. Your body can always put the weight back on, no problem, right? The danger zone is in your own mind and how these things impact people's minds. And you get all these Instagram channels, and they're like, all these people going down the path of detoxification and let's not eat any food and let's eat 800 calories a day of greens and green juices and it's not even green juices, it's usually like, well, it's probably usually mono fruit and fruit juices and low calorie fruits and whatever. I think we'll see a trend of more people doing this, but you have to do it right. It's not for detox. It's actually a lifestyle. It's actually, I don't think you should see it as a detox. I think you should see it as a minimalist thing, like a simplification of life. It's the ultimate simplification. You know, I don't really get minimalism all that much. I think people are pretending they're minimalists. You've got a phone that gives you access to all of the information in the world, all of the music, all of the films, all of the books. So it's no wonder you're a minimalist, right? I'd really believe in a minimalist if they had no phone and no access to the internet. Then I'd be like, hey, I want to shake that person's hand. I want to see their lifestyle. Um, no phone, no phone number. Wouldn't it be great? I think that's what I'd do if I went back to work, like working for someone else, and I didn't have to be online and stuff. That'd be great. People want that, you know. A lot of people want that. They don't want to be rich. They want a simple job. They want an easy job. They want an easy life. You know. You have to have a phone number though, probably if you've got a job. Maybe you can find a job you don't even need. You don't even need a phone number, or you just have a phone in your house. No mobile. No mobile. No friends. Who needs friends? I just want to use telepathy to communicate with people. I just want to be able to like know where everyone is through telepathy, through using my senses of intuition. Anyway, the Mango Island is coming to an end. I am feeling a bit weird about eating other foods. I don't know if I've said this in this video. I tried to make this video a few minutes ago. I am feeling a little bit weird about eating other foods. But I think that's because I'm not hungry right now and I've eaten a lot of mangoes today. Um, but I do think it's actually quite a good thing. I don't really recommend it for people that are starting off, but it might be a good transitional tool for beginners. I've never. I know that Doug actually recommends that for people that are beginners. Sometimes he puts them on Banana Island, and I need to ask him about that because maybe that is the best way of doing it. Of going to raw, just focusing on bananas for a while. Because when you come off bananas, you're going to be pretty happy that there's more than just bananas to eat. Um, anyway, I'll be honest with you. It's been this whole time. It's been a weird, difficult, uh, life-changing part of my life. Everything about this last 4 months in the lockdown, and I think for a lot of people. And I was thinking the other day, probably in 20 or 30 years' time, we'll have conversations about the lockdown. Like we'll never. This will come up in conversation for years to come. Where were you when this stupid lockdown happened? Because by that point, everyone will pretend they know they were like me and you. Like everyone will pretend, oh yeah, I didn't buy into all that stuff. When we find out the real numbers and it was just a flu and all that stuff. When we find out all that, everyone's going to be like, yeah, I always knew it wasn't that, and you know, like everyone's going to pretend. And someday I'm going to bump into someone. I'll be like, so where did you spend your lockdown? And they'll say I was in Koh Phangan, Thailand, and I'll be like, I was there too. Where like it'd be funny if that happens, right? Because it's quite a small island, and that would be cool, you know. I don't know why that would be a cool story. Uh, I just don't know. But for me, like personally, I want to get the fruit festival done. Very limited spaces. I don't even know if we can accept any more people. But anyway, if you're interested, you can get in touch if you like. I want to get that done, and then I really don't know. Like I don't know if it will continue at this rate with the way things are and everything that's happened. All you smart people that whoever it was that decided lockdown was a good idea. The impact hasn't started yet. It hasn't started yet. And the impact is not a virus that kills a tiny minority of people. The impact is how this lockdown has changed the world and will irreversibly damage um, many people actually. Many people, and will have an impact maybe for years to come. For some people, they might be impacted their entire life. It has been the worst decision of governments across the world. Unfortunately, to firstly buy into the nonsense of the World Health Organization, who bought into the nonsense of China. Pure nonsense. And China lied. The World Health Organization bought into that nonsense. Made it official. The Imperial College of London came out with a pile of nonsense. 500,000 people are going to die in the UK. Okay, yeah, that's going to happen. This virus kills 3% of people that get it. No, of course it doesn't. Well, we know that now, of course it doesn't, but that's the reason we locked down. Like, we didn't lock down because it's a bad flu, we locked down because it was like super bad. Like, oh my god, this kills 3% of people that get it? This is gonna like decimate the population. And when I was seeing that, I was like, oh my god, 3% of people are gonna die. Like, you look up the numbers on that, you're like, man, that's a lot of people are gonna die. Turned out to all be nonsense. All a lie. Bullshit. And not really a lie, just like a mistake. And they've not come out and said, sorry, we were wrong. China lied to us. China were covering up all the numbers and it was all a pile of nonsense. By the way, it is a thing, it is a virus, it has killed people. But the vast majority of people survived it, and the vast majority of people in your age group survived it. Because I'm assuming you're not over the age of 95. But if you're over the age of 95, a good chance, if you got it, good chance you'd struggle with it. And maybe 1 in 3, 1 in 4, 1 in 10 people over the age of 95 might have died from it. Maybe they would have died from the flu anyway, but we can't judge that exactly. But this has been a terrible time for me, really. But I still feel really positive about life, and pretty peaceful about things, and I've got a lot of work to do to get back to normal, I suppose, but that's okay. And I don't know where I'm going from here. There's a part of me that wants to do more stuff in the UK, and there's a part of me that's realizing, why bother, you know? Why bother? Maybe it's time to just disappear off into the sunset, I don't know. I'm not sure if I really like being out in places like Thailand, but maybe I'd go up and live on Lewis, be a hermit, and get away from all this. I don't know. I'm still quite positive about everything. I'm just sad about the world and how so many people have bought into this to the level that they have. And a lot of it comes down to people having abysmal health and not being prepared to connect that to their diet, and not being prepared to change their diet or give up alcohol or give up cigarettes. And I know plenty of people, and I've worked with plenty of people, I've been around plenty of people that had mental health conditions, physical health conditions, digestive problems, and they just could not bring themselves to even contemplate their diet, the drugs they took, recreational drugs, the cigarettes they used, the alcohol they drank. And these are the kind of people that freak out about coronavirus, because they know that if breathing in oxygen is a threat to them, essentially, like being alive with all those things, with a bad diet, with cigarettes and everything, not having a virus is bad enough, then having a virus is pretty bad for them. But none of them care when I've been sharing information about health, about how they can improve that for the last 7, 8 years. None of them care about that. And they think I'm pretty insensitive to say things about coronavirus and say, like, why is everyone, like, I'm like here going, hey, why is everyone worried about this? Why is everyone worried about this piles of fruit? Like just mangoes, good night's sleep, relaxation, meditation, all this. Like, and I'm like, why is everyone worried about this? Well, it's because of the cigarettes, the alcohol, the drugs, the fast food that people live on. That's messed up their health already. So they're freaking out. And well, I guess I understand that, but I don't, but I do. Okay, thanks for watching. I don't know if this video makes any sense, but um, by the way, the book, right? So I'll make another video about this, but this I'm gonna put the book up in price, or I'm gonna stop the offer, and then I'll put it up in price once I've basically I've got 80 people buy the book. I'm gonna get once 100 people buy it, I'm gonna stop it for that point in time. I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna look at some of the reviews. I've asked for reviews, and then I'm gonna improve the book, and then open it back up again at a higher price. So if you want to get a copy of the book before that, yeah, you can click on the link below. So thank you very much for watching.